Have you ever pondered the tale of Lucifer, once the most splendid of all angels, now known as the Prince of Darkness? Our story begins with a celestial being of unparalleled beauty and wisdom. Lucifer, as documented in the book of Ezekiel chapter 28 verses 12 through 15, was an awe-inspiring figure. He was a cherub, an angel of the highest order, entrusted with the lofty responsibility of being in the direct presence of God. From the moment of his creation, Lucifer was a marvel to behold, adorned with every precious stone imaginable. His beauty was beyond compare, his appearance shimmering with emeralds, sapphires, and diamonds. He was a spectacle of dazzling brilliance, a testament to the creative power of God. But his grandeur was not limited to his physical attributes. Lucifer was also bestowed with extraordinary wisdom, surpassing that of any other angelic being. His intellect was as radiant as the jewels that bedecked him. He was perfection personified, a being of pure light and wisdom. His proximity to the divine, his role as a cherub, gave him a unique perspective, placing him nearer to God than any of his peers. Yet this was not merely a tale of celestial grandeur and divine wisdom, for within this radiant being a shadow began to stir. His brilliance, his proximity to God, his perfection, all these began to sow the seeds of pride within him. He began to see himself not as a creation of God, but as a being on par with the divine. The story of Lucifer is a story of light and darkness, of glory and downfall. It is a tale of an angel who was once the epitome of perfection, a being of pure light who would become the very embodiment of darkness. A tale that serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of pride and rebellion. However, the story takes a dark turn as Lucifer's glory began to fade due to pride and rebellion. What could cause such a perfect being to turn against his creator? A question that has puzzled theologians and philosophers for centuries. The answer lies in the ancient text of Isaiah, more specifically in the verses from 14 to 15 of the 14th chapter. Lucifer, once a glorious cherub, was not content with his stature. His heart burgeoned with pride, a dangerous feeling that would set the stage for a rebellion of epic proportions. He yearned not just for recognition, but for supremacy. His desire was not merely to be like God, but to ascend above him, to sit enthroned above the stars of God. He dreamt of ascending above the clouds and making himself like the Most High. But why would such a desire lead to a rebellion? To understand that, we need to delve deeper into the nature of pride. Pride, in its most destructive form, blinds us from our limitations and inflates our perception of our own importance. It is the root cause of sin. Lucifer's pride clouded his judgment. He forgot his place as a created being and sought to usurp the position of his creator. His rebellion, however, was not without consequences. The Most High, in his infinite wisdom and justice, saw through Lucifer's pretensions. He declared, "Yet you shall be brought down to Sheol, to the lowest depths of the pit." This was no mere punishment. This was a divine response to a challenge to God's sovereignty, a stern reminder that no creation, no matter how glorious, could ever ascend above the Creator. The once radiant cherub, filled with beauty and wisdom, was cast down. His radiance dimmed, his wisdom turned to folly. His pride, once his crown, became his curse. His rebellion, once his path to glory, became his road to ruin. His dream of ascension was shattered, replaced with the harsh reality of his fall. And so, Lucifer's pride led to his downfall, transforming him from a glorious cherub to a fallen angel. How does one of the most beautiful and powerful beings fall from grace? This is a question that has fascinated theologians, scholars, and laymen alike for centuries. The story of Lucifer's fall, as chronicled in the book of Revelation, is a tale of pride, rebellion, and ultimately, demise. In the celestial realm, a war broke out. It was not a war of swords and shields, but a spiritual battle, a war of wills. Archangel Michael, the chief of God's angelic host, led the charge against the dragon, the ancient serpent, who is also known as Satan or the devil. The dragon, once named Lucifer, was not alone in his rebellion. He had his own faction of angels who, beguiled by his charm and charisma, chose to align themselves with the fallen angel. The heavenly battlefield was filled with tension, the air charged with the clash of spiritual forces. Michael and his angels fought with unwavering determination, their loyalty to the Most High unshakable. The dragon and his angels, filled with defiance and pride, fought back with all their might. Yet despite their strength and power, they were not strong enough to prevail. The outcome of this heavenly war was predestined. The dragon, the once radiant Lucifer, was defeated. The book of Revelation tells us that he was hurled down, cast out of heaven, and his angels with him. His place was found no more in heaven. He was cast out to the earth, stripped of his former glory, his radiant beauty turned into a grotesque reflection of his former self. Lucifer's fall was not just a physical descent from the heavens to the earth, but a spiritual plunge from grace to disgrace. His rebellion against the Almighty led to his downfall, transforming him from a beautiful angel to the embodiment of evil. Thus, the once magnificent angel was cast out of heaven, marking the beginning of his curse. The story of Lucifer serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of pride and rebellion, a tale that has reverberated through the ages, serving as a warning to all. Well, what becomes of an angel who rebels against his creator? The answer lies in the book of Genesis, within the sacred pages of the Bible. Upon his rebellion, Lucifer, once the most beautiful and powerful archangel, was cast down from heaven and cursed. The curse of Lucifer is specifically described in Genesis 3:14-15. It is here that we find the first mention of the great cosmic battle that spans the breadth of human history, the enmity between the woman's seed and the serpent. The woman's seed refers to all of mankind, but most crucially it points to one particular individual who would be born of a woman, Jesus Christ. The serpent, of course, refers to Lucifer, now known as Satan. This enmity is not a simple grudge or a petty squabble, it is a deep-seated, irreconcilable hostility. A war, if you will, of cosmic proportions, a battle between good and evil, between God's chosen and the adversary. The prophecy in Genesis tells of the serpent bruising the heel of the woman's seed. This is a foreshadowing of the crucifixion of Christ. His death on the cross was a bruise, a wound, but not a fatal one. But the prophecy also tells of the woman's seed bruising the head of the serpent. This is a fatal wound, a crushing blow. This points to Christ's resurrection and his ultimate victory over sin and death. In the crucifixion, Satan might have thought he had won, bruising the heel of humanity's savior. But in the resurrection, Christ dealt the fatal blow, the bruising of the serpent's head. This battle, this enmity, is the curse of Lucifer. His rebellion against his creator led to his downfall and his ultimate defeat. He was cast out of heaven, cursed to crawl on his belly, and destined to be defeated by the very creation he sought to corrupt. In the end, Lucifer's rebellion led to a curse that would seal his fate. What can we learn from the story of Lucifer's fall from grace? It's a question that merits deep introspection. The tale of Lucifer, once an angel of light turned the embodiment of darkness, is rich with lessons for us. Firstly, this narrative underscores the perilous nature of pride and rebellion. Lucifer, once a paragon of beauty and wisdom, grew arrogant, wanting to usurp the throne of God himself. His pride led him down a path of open rebellion, a path that resulted in his downfall. The story serves as a stark reminder that pride comes before a fall. As stated in the book of Proverbs, it teaches us to shun arrogance and embrace humility, to understand that we are not self-sufficient but rather dependent on a higher power. Secondly, Lucifer's story brings to light the devastating consequences of sin. His defiance led to his expulsion from heaven, a tragic end to his glory. This highlights the gravity of sin and its potential to separate us from the divine. It is a call to introspection, to examine our actions and their alignment with moral and spiritual laws. Thirdly, the tale of Lucifer underscores the importance of obedience. Lucifer's disobedience led to his ruin. Conversely, obedience to divine commandments brings blessings and closeness to the divine. This teaches us that obedience is not a sign of weakness, but of strength, wisdom, and alignment with the divine will. Lastly, Lucifer's story speaks to the ultimate victory of good over evil. Despite his rebellion, Lucifer could not overthrow the divine order. This is a testament to the triumph of righteousness over evil, a theme that echoes throughout religious texts. It is a beacon of hope that despite the darkness we may face, good will ultimately prevail. So, remember the story of Lucifer, a tale that serves as a stark reminder of the dangerous path pride can lead us down, and the hope we have in the victory of good over evil.